So there goes the short level. Oh, looks like we got people on now.
Yep.
The ladies, female postrals. That's all we need.
Angel, your mic. Thank you, sir.
I'm going after people while we get more people here on Twitter.
Hi, guys.
Starting fights. Hey, what's up, Angel?
Somebody told me I was stripping on the Facebook post, on the Amazon post.
That's funny. I don't understand why you have so many haters for followers, Shorty.
Oh, because I tell them how it is. I don't toot their horn.
Is that on Twitter?
Head and shoulder chart stock has not been in the uptrend. Okay, what in the fucking world was this guy looking at? This is not an uptrend. From here to here is not an uptrend.
Nope.
From 1200 to 3700 is not an uptrend. Wow.
It's an ascending triangle.
Wow.
Text ripping.
It's not impossible. If it breaks this level, it would be bought up quickly. Yep. We got bought up at 1500 less.
I mean, that might be true, Options Addict.
One guy said, "You're right because the war happened." Thanks.
Is the war.
Yeah, I predicted the war. Okay. All right, let's see. I mean, I'm gonna go run down and get some water, and then we'll go ahead and start.
Sounds good.
Hey, Rockets.
Yeah.
That SPY full send is still on, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I just posted everything.
Okay, buddy.
In the catching full send, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, SPY over 414.38.
Yep.
Alrighty, hey guys, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, for the first time ever, I'll post the links on Watchlist on Twitter.
I need to figure out a way to stream numbers better.
Yeah, I just don't know how it works.
No, like you're good, but from me to YouTube, it's not good. I was tweaking with it, it got better, but it's still not great. I need to make it better.
Alright guys, we'll go ahead and start. So let's start with the market just to look at the structure where we are. Let's start with ES. ES. Alright, so we are right into the supply. This is our last chart from last week. Let me hide the TWTR. So it looks like we're kind of holding on here for dear life. Very close to a disaster, but for some reason, when you look at the structure of the market, we haven't been able to break the 4,000 yet. Let me go on. So I mean, this is, you know, the 40.55 is going to be crucial level for us, right? For the market to retain somewhat potential for a bounce. If you guys look right here, so you have obviously the first bounce that I grabbed, you have the second, third here, and then you have the fourth, and this would be the fifth. So it would be a good area if we wanted to bounce from. This would be ideal that we get a bounce here. I believe I didn't check full sends yet on this, but honestly, I could see a bounce. I just know that there's, if I remember the calendar, FMOC speakers tomorrow are heavy. Somebody, whoever has a calendar up, you can check, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them speaking tomorrow.
Yeah, so ES, SPY, and SPX all have bullish full sends. And
What
then,
time?
so SPY I know is on the weekly. SPX I want to say is on the weekly as well. ES I don't know.
Okay.
And then on Monday, Bostic talks. Tuesday,
Okay.
Williams, Barkin, Waller, Kashkari. I don't know how to say that name.
Kashkari.
Yeah, Kashkari.
Yeah.
And then also Mester and Dali talks on Thursday.
And you said Bostic is on Monday?
Bostic is Monday. That's the only one on Monday. And then the other, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are on Tuesday and one on Thursday.
He's really pretty bearish, Bostic. So I'm surprised he's set for Monday. But let's see. As we were talking here, futures bumped up a little bit. So this is a pretty good demand zone, right? So this is the imbalance where we had last time, if you guys remember, about, you know, kind of trading bigger pictures here. So here's your kind of imbalance that got created. Obviously, we came back for a retest on 30 minutes. You had a nice little hammer here that we kind of just broke now. Obviously, the volume's still, you know, what it is at this time of the day, so I don't pay much attention to it. But let's see what we got in terms of epoch. So I would not be surprised if we go back for this epoch here, 41.20. Yeah, the 41 like 20ish. You have a VPOC here, 41.20. Another POC here, and this is a pretty important POC here. So this POC will be a big roll, and it's a pretty heavy one on a V shape. So 41.47. That's going to be a nice supply zone moving forward. Let's see. We'll just mark that one. This one's still active. Yeah. We'll just lower this one a little bit. Okay, so that one's there. And then you have this PSC plate, zero relevance here, 41.78. Honestly, it's not even worth it. It's a small volume too. You guys see the volume here on this day? You guys see this? Literally nothing all day. Look at the volume bars. And then came a little dump at what, 9:30, and then green volume. So, but let's see. We're gonna watch this level. So if you're gonna go long, you have 40.75. If that breaks, you're going 4100, and then most likely you're gonna be retesting this right here. The 4120 will be your first target if we break 40.75. And the way you play it, you kind of wait for the retest of that POC. Let it establish maybe higher high on 15 or 10 minutes, and then take it. Otherwise, if it breaks 40.52, I would say probably 40.50, just, psychological numbers. I would definitely short it to 4,000. And then, as you guys know, we have a gap on SPY 404 to 398. So we'll take that. NQ. Yeah, NQ looks a lot worse. Shorting level, now it's gone. Delete some of this notes. Yep, so this is our supplies that we got played nicely, perfect here. See what do we got now. Yep, so there's a trend line here. Let me just find it. Oh, so we're probably gonna come back here, but we just lost this trend line. So this trend line goes way back from 2018. Let's see what we're gonna do here. So look at 30 minutes. We could potentially set up a bear flag, but it looks like a double bottom here in 30 minutes. You guys see it? So it looks pretty nice here. I think it bounced about 2,500, almost even. 2,500 with the bounce. Let me just check the weekly real quick. I mean, this is the demand that it's kind of going for, the 12.2. And if I remember, we have I believe the monthly bottom is there, which would be the magnet. We would go there. And we'll check the clouds in a moment on some stuff. But this looks like, if it breaks the 12.5, it has room to drop about 300 points or so. So I would definitely look to short if we get there tomorrow, if we're able to. But otherwise, it looks pretty choppy here. So this POC VPOC is still relevant at 13.1, which seems like 700 points far away. And we have another VPOC here. Let's see this guy. We'll just mark the VPOC. Let's take a VPOC here. Then so what I think could happen is that we get a push all the way up to here, about 12.7, and then it could be another short leg all the way to this 12.3, 12.2 level. But if we start making a little bit higher highs, maybe on 30 minutes or something, I would look to take it long. And even if it reclaims this POC here, it has potential to grind down up. And then, just pay attention, how long does it take to climb up, right? So if you see from this demand zone, let's say, I'm just gonna look at 1 hour, for instance, from this area here to this one. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles. Now you see, how long does it take, climb up? If it takes a lot longer, then it's basically just, kind of like a compulsive move. Is it going to climb up here, and then the sellers are just going to create an imbalance again and kind of send it back downwards. So I would not be shocked if that happens. Climb up and then hit this POC right here that we are sitting at 12.8 and then dump, because then a lot of bulls would be like, okay, this is over, and then they take it down another 600 points, and that'll be it. And don't think we can drop 600 points. I think we're down 4.5%. What was it, Thursday or Friday? I think it was Thursday, which was pretty good, right? So I think it has potential once we break the 12.5. So I'll be short below 5. See SPY. Well, SPY held the demand zone like a champ. Let's see. So we never got this hit. Ideally, it would be here now at 420 if we do get a push. So, I mean, this is a pretty good. Do you guys see what I see here or no? What do you guys see here? Anyone? Speak your mind. Here, what do you see now?
Looks like a falling wedge.
Falling wedge could be, yes, but you also have a really nice double bottom here.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a double top and a double bottom.
So as mentioned last time, right? So if you look at this,
or even a triple top.
So you have 1, 2, 3. We're kind of trading in a range right now, right? The whole market right now, even though it might seem like we're dropping a lot, I mean, we hit like 433 times, and we've hit 400s about 2 times so far. So I would not be surprised if we start the run to go up here one more time and see, how we go. What you want to notice when you have the triple tops or triple bottoms or double tops, double bottoms, you want to pay attention to the volume. So as you're hitting, the triple top, you want, when it's selling, you want to see volume kind of descending, right? You want to see less volume as it hits the bottom. And here, I mean, first hit should be a little bit heavier than the second hit, but here it's the opposite, right? You see a little bit more volume than the first hit that they're selling here, a little bit potentially heavier. Now, if we take out probably this level, I honestly would not turn bullish SPY until 415 is broken. 415 breaks, we're probably headed to this 420 level here. This little supply here is irrelevant. This level here is also irrelevant now. Let's see.
Just watching something. What are you up to?
So I would watch the 415. Let's see. Yeah, you have a 417. I would call that a VPOC. But yeah, until we break this 415 level here, I would not be bullish at all. And that's the POC from here, if you guys. Yeah, the 415.10. Once that breaks, we're gonna go to 420. I would most likely expect us to fail here because it is a trend line, nice channel trend line. If you guys look here, let's go 2 hours. So you have a nice channel here. So it could be, almost a lower high as well. And then if they can't hold this 400 level, then we're probably going to go to 380s, 390s on SPY. But I do think we need a relief and a push up a little bit. So if you want to short it below 405, I would short it below 405, go long above 415. So those are the key levels, honestly, on SPY. Anything in between, I think it's going to be a little choppy maybe tomorrow. So let's see. Any questions on SPY? Qs, okay. Does anyone see any identical setup between here? Pay attention, SPY, Qs. Any differences here? Okay. They look very identical, but there's a major difference. Here's your
failed.
Q failed. Yes. Q failed, and it's in a worse position than SPY right now. Correct. Good job. So, I mean, you know, we have a bear pennant on Qs. You guys look here. So the bear pennant's right here. You guys see it? There's your bear pennant. So if this plays out, my level here, next level is right here, which would be 290 on Qs. But I told you guys last week, I'm fairly bullish for the remainder of the year. And I know it's contrary to what you're seeing, hearing, but I think we're going to, if we do play the 290s, I think we're going to bounce there pretty strong. Because there's a lot of stocks that are at support right now. Right? So, I mean, stuff is at support. Somebody's going to start buying that stuff. Let me just see how's this coming along. Oh, wow. You guys see that? Oh, that's a pretty nice trend line. So I just grabbed the trend line pre-COVID, hit the pre-COVID high, then it hit the support here. So we got the 3 touches, and look at this. It's an inverse hammer on the weekly. I know a lot of people might not maybe see it, but this is a reversal candle. So, I mean, obviously the 330 is going to be, you know, the higher high on it in terms of structure on the market, but this has potential to go, guys. Need this. So indecision candle on the daily. Let's see now. I mean, the 315 could be the target. So if we reclaim 310 at 89, it has a really strong chance to go to this level here. I'm just going to move this guy over here to this POC. So 315 would be the area that we go for. And this probably supply here is much stronger than this one, to be honest. But this is
I just got texted to
somebody can mute that person, please.
Already taken care of.
Thank you. So yeah, this is a pretty good VPOC. If we get the 310 push, or call it 311, guys. If it breaks 311, we're gonna get 315. I'm pretty guaranteed that we're gonna push to that level. So I'd play that. I think we cover. Oh wow, look at AMD, guys. So we had the 91.64 bounce. That was perfect. On 30 minutes, AMD, I mean, does not look bad. So they had really positive earnings a few days back. I would look for this break here. I mean, if it breaks about, you know, what is this? So this POC is right at 96.30, and that's your VPOC. Let me see how, yeah, this is a pretty strong supply though. This is a really, really strong supply right here on Amazon, on AMD. I would wait for the break of this triangle, retest to the VPOC, and then take it long. I would not play it otherwise. And why psychologically you want to do that? Does anyone understand? Anyone? So the market is really uncertain, right? I mean, we've had a lot of volatility. So what we want to see eventually is we want them to go above this triangle and hold this VPOC as support. We do not want to go play this, and then you know what they could do? They could literally slap you in the face and be like, okay, we broke here, and then we just go poof all the way down to this VPOC of 87.21, which is possible, right? But what I would do is most likely play it, you know, let it kind of go. Let me see if I have this arrow. Yep, I do. So let it come back here, let it reject to about 98.13, and then look for an opportunity to go long off of here somewhere. I would play a lot more retest than breakouts in this type of market, but that's just me. If you have a preference on breakouts, you know, then be my guest, just take it. But I like to play the retests of this stuff rather than the breakouts, because they can really look at this. Was this not a nice, you know, supply zone here? Look, rejection, and look what they did. Broke it. I mean, when you see these type of candles, right? 3 bullish candles in a row. I think there's a name. Is it soldiers? 3 soldiers, I believe.
Yeah, 3 white soldiers.
Yeah, 3 white soldiers. If you see them in a row, you're like, okay, man, we're gonna go. It's a reversal. We're going higher, and look, poop, they dump it all the way. And I think we telegraphed this move last week, right? Yeah, right there. It hit this, and then it bounced from it, and then it kind of made a higher low, which is important, and then it made another higher low here. So just by the market structure right now, we have higher high, lower high, higher low, higher low, higher low. Either we play the trend line break, or you know, you have this level here, which would be a nice projection. And then if you see that it's building support between 96.75 and 96.30, then we take a long. And then you would have the 100, you have the 103s, you have the 16, I believe there's 110 and 115. Yeah, so there's the 108, there's the 110. So all these levels then come into play, but we're kind of still a long ways from it. I would just play this to 100, which is about 4 points, and it can pay nicely on that on AMD. Does anyone else see any other pattern here? Let me increase it to 3 hours right now here. Does anyone see anything else here?
Will that be considered a cup and handle or inverse head and shoulder?
Correct. It's a cup and handle. Bull flags, I don't call this bull flag, and you guys know that by now. I like to call bull flags mainly in a bullish market. Me personally, I don't call this a bull flag, even though somebody might consider it to be a bull flag. I don't. We're in a bearish market. Bull flags are continuation patterns, means we're in a bull market and it's taking a little break, usually to about 23.6 fib or 38.2. Once it bounces off of that level, usually fib traders will get in on that level and try to take it longer using fibs or whatever, and look for, you know, retracement 100, 127, 1618 to take it longer. Here, this is pretty much a, you know, a cup and handle, and cup and handle is a reversal setup, right? It's a rounded bottom, right? So it has it here, and you guys see that it's creating a that this is a really good, nice cup and handle here. So if you go here, right, you guys see this perfect hit, 99.66, perfect hit, and now you know, it has a cup. It has a really nice cup. I just wanted to give you guys a chance to kind of make sure you guys are following. So look, let me delete all this. I just want to make sure you guys see this. Okay, let's start from the beginning. I'm doing this just to make sure you guys understand. Does everybody understand that, you know, the cup and handles are reversals? Bullish bull flags, they continue in bull market. So if I go back sometime in AMD, so you guys see that we've been in a downtrend, okay? Well, let's look at this just to kind of explain to you why this is not a bull flag for a second. So here you had a higher high before, which was about 99.25. You guys see this? I'm talking about this range here. So this was your level, right? I mean, it was a level to break, psychological 100 was there. Then we broke that level, right? We had nice candle. Look at the volume. I mean, volume probably 3-4 times the previous, you know, breakouts and anywhere. Maybe just equivalent to here. Last time it broke from this range. You guys see that? Last time it broke from, I would say, maybe ascending triangle. It continued, volume picked up here. It did the same But now let's check, right? So if you had that, here's your, here's your potential falling wedge, your bull flag on the higher time frames. So if you go, like, so this would be like a really big bull pennant that you have here, and I'm on daily. It'd probably look better on the weekly. Let's see. So if you look at the weekly, it probably looks better. And then, you have something coming back to a previous breakout level, which was here. You had it here. This was a breakout, it consolidated, rejected, but it stayed in this range, right? So it stayed the whole time. As you guys know it, based on the Wyckoff, this would be probably a reaccumulation of the level, right? So here was the initial one. There was something called test. Then they reaccumulated here. They popped it again. And then they popped right above it, another test. They come back right to it. And then they exploded higher. And now, it's just fairly simple, right? Now we have a little bull flag, not bull flag, I'm sorry, cup and handle being created here to potentially reverse this. And AMD, I think it's positioned well for the future as a stock in the company. I think it has a really good setup. With Intel, waking up slowly, I think they'll take time for them to catch up a little bit. And, NVIDIA is in a different world on its own. So I think it has a strong chance to take this off and then kind of start heading towards the all-time highs here. So here's what I see. This would be the cup and handle that I see on it. Right? And if we go off of, fibs, so let's just look at fibs real quick. So what do you guys see is lined up perfectly on the lip of the handle? You guys see that?
618 fib.
Yeah, your golden ratio fib is lined up perfectly here, which is really, really, important level for it to break. And psychologically, 99.91 and 100, to me, it's I round it up. Then you have 105, which is 110 and 115. And then, I taught you guys how to do clusters. Here's your lower high fib. Then if you wanted to cluster it again, you find the same low. And then you look. And look where the congestion is happening, right? Where you have the most of the lines. Look at this. Most of your fib clusters are here. Once you break this level here, 87, then you have a little bit of space to 80. Once you break 100, look at the fib cluster here. Perfect. Then you have 110, so it opens up a little bit. So that's why it's important sometimes to, to draw the clusters on it. But for now, if you're going to play this, this is, for me personally, if I was going to play this, I don't like the reward and risk right here. But that's just me personally. If you're going to play it, the second tap here was the better entry than it is, buying the breakout here. 96, you could play the $3 breakout. Just know that you have a previous high here about $97 or $98. So not a lot of reward. I'd rather wait for this retest and then go higher. But if you guys feel comfortable taking it, then you can take that. Well, this looks like a pretty decent candle. You guys see that this is a really important candle here. And that's your hammer candle or a pin bar, some call it, 9058. That was a really, really important candle. And look at the volume here, right? So I would say since, what is this? What the hell did I draw here? What's this line here? Oh, that was just not a line. So, I mean, it's this right here that we just closed on the 3 days, been the highest green volume since 2018. So to me, it's telling me that they're going to be buying this. Okay. And then of course, it depends what we want to do with it and how we want to play it. Maybe leaps on this would not be a bad idea. Like fairly soon here, it would not be a bad idea to get some 200 calls on AMD and play it. So, and then if this fails here, if this level fails the 9058, then it has potential to revisit this 73.6 if they really need liquidity. Okay. And then somebody's asking, do I use fib projections? Yes, I use fib projections. I usually don't use any of these. This is the only fibs that I use.
Shorty, what's the retest on there?
The retest on the breakout, I would say, is 100.
Okay, thank you.
hmm And then we're gonna have a bunch of VPOCs on this bad boy here. So let's see what kind of damage we can find with VPOCs. Yeah, so you have a major at 103.46. You have a double VPOC, and that's not gonna go easy on AMD. Once it comes back to this level, we're gonna come back down. So 103.56, and then you have a good alignment here at 110, which I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a rejection. So this right here will be a rejection. A little bit of rejection and turbulence between 105 110, but that's going to be mainly for the greedy people. The way they play this, guys, is that let's say it breaks 105. A lot of traders, new traders, are like, man, it's instant to 110. That's not how it works. As you guys see, that market makers have max pain. They have to hedge their delta. They have to be delta neutral. So if in the span of this trade, market makers need to sell, they're going to sell. But they're going to look at, and then maybe a hedge fund at 105 missed an order, and they're going to execute an order, then market makers will adjust and play along. Right? So that they're playing the same games. It's a net zero game, and they're playing it well. They just have a little bit more data than a retail trader, and therefore they're able to maybe predict some of the moves the retail is doing. But support-wise, if we do decide that, let's say that we want to go lower, I would expect 93.79 to be there, and that's just because we're going to make a higher low. We've been making some higher lows on AMD. This would be the area I look for a bounce this time. Let's say, what is this? Today is tomorrow's Monday 9th. So probably if we kind of start going, I would not be shocked if they fake it and come to the trend line, and then I would buy calls and leaps on this trend line here. And I'm talking about if it has 2024 leaps, I'd go for those. And I'll play the 200 calls on 2024. Okay. Let's see. Amazon is at a really interesting spot. So I'll just start on the weekly just to give you guys, newer guys, ideas on how we kind of look at the markets from higher time frames to the lower time frames. So for instance, here we drew this and I showed it to Drew earlier. I drew this on January 1st. On January 4th, I'm sorry. Here, just to guys give you an idea. I said, Amazon, if this plays out, it was January 4th. Okay. So, well, you guys won the news. It played out. It literally played out to a T. So the measured move head to the line, neckline was 23.57. Look at the measured move from the right shoulder break to here. 23.57. Cents is right here, guys, at 21.85. So it still has potentially about $100 to go. And then if I kind of just zoom out and go on weekly here, you guys see this level here, how important that level is? The trend line, look, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't use RSI, but if you want to see the extremes of something, if it's selling or not, if there's any RSI levers, look at this. And if you're RSI lever, this means it's oversold. Right? So last time, it hasn't been at this level since forever. It hasn't been below 30. I don't remember last time. Maybe here, 2008. And I don't think Amazon is positioned bad compared to some other companies. If inflation continues, people are still going to continue using Amazon no matter what. But they have other businesses that will struggle, and if they're smart, maybe they will look to split up AWS from it. But let's see. And I think daily's also, yeah, look at daily here. Every time it was oversold, you guys see the bounce we got? Does anyone see anything on RSI if you use RSI here? You guys see that? If we come to this line, I'm going to be in calls on Amazon. So this would be great, right? If this breaks here, I'm pretty sure, guys, Amazon's going to explode. Remember, there's something key coming on Amazon. Do you guys recall what it is?
Splitting it?
Anyone? Yeah, the split's coming. And when the split happened, I remember this like it happened yesterday. What did I tell you, Drew? Yeah, and I know you remember. I told you that they're going to push it to about 3,500 and then they're going to dump it as much as they can so they can buy as much as they can too.
Yep, I remember.
So, and here we are, guys. And this has to be what? The line that I drew here. You guys see this 2185? You guys recall one of the lessons when I told you every level will be retested at some point in your life. Maybe some levels you won't see, but levels get retested because that means there was an imbalance. There was an imbalance of orders here. So somebody did not get filled. So this guy eventually, remember, he accumulated here. We covered this last time. Look at this accumulation in this area here. If you look at it, right, so they accumulated pretty good here, did a test, came back, market maker pattern, and they pointed it higher. And then this was all distribution here. And this here was pretty much a fake breakout twice with the lower highs. So you had a higher high, lower high, and then you continued. And they just started selling, offloading the warehouse that they loaded here. So for them, I mean, this is pretty good profit, guys. If you can buy Amazon at 1,600 and sell it at 3,800s or 3,782s, it's a pretty good profit, right? So why not? I mean, they did it really, really well. So now there could be new buyers that are interested. If they are not interested in this level, I'm pretty positive at this level they're going to be heavily interested here. And I told you guys I started accumulating Amazon stock myself, and I'm just buying pretty much every dip. I've been buying since 2,900. I bought some here, I bought some here, bought some here, bought some here. And then I'll be a little bit heavier at 2185 or in 2000. So I'll be buying a little bit more than I did here. I buy less here, a little bit more here, a little bit more than here. So I'm just average costing a little bit more. And I'll be going a little bit heavier here. And if this dips, then I'll just keep adding to the position. And this is my long-term hold. It's not something I day trade. I just keep adding to my portfolio. Okay. So watch this level on the weekly. On 30 minutes, I mean, I think we had this charted. I removed it all. You guys remember this level here? Does anyone recall from one of the watch lists? It was right here. You guys recall this? This was our VPOC. We came, rejected it. I said, if we come back to this level again, it's the easiest short that you're going to have on Amazon. And then look, phew, easy drop. So we have this POC here at 2282. So if we break this 2282, we're going to go to 2185. I'm giving you 100-point play a little bit in advance. So there's a high potential for a drop here if we're able to break that. So we have a double bottom, a perfect almost double bottom here. You guys see it? So if you're not comfortable with 2282, wait for 2263 to break and then take a short. And then if you're going to go long, I would wait probably for this trend line to break here and then just know, the 2340. So your reward is not a lot, $20 on this one. I'll probably wait for 2350 to break to take this higher. Solves you. And remember, if you're playing Amazon, just make sure you look at clouds on it. Amazon does not miss on clouds. It plays by every rule that there is on clouds. Okay, so I'd watch this levels on Amazon. Short 2363, 2350. I'd go long, and then the 2400 will be the the sell-off. And you guys see the imbalance that we had. So if you go on about maybe 10 minutes, I'm not surprised that we bounced here. Like, not at all. So imbalance-wise, this becomes your imbalance demand zone. You break it, and now if we do take out this previous high here, 2320, I really do think that we have 2400 potential on this, and I think the VPOX would agree here. So yeah, if we break this level here, 2320, you could buy some. There's 2400 contracts that are cheaper, or 2500. Play them, play the delta on it, the rush. We have a chance to go there. But for now, I mean, we're still bear flagging on this, right? So you still have a kind of like a bear pennant, maybe a descending triangle. So if we break that, we have a little bit more to drop. And then, expect a bounce in this area. This would be a nice area for a bounce on it. And that breaks, we have another $200 to drop. And I would really, really expect the bulls to come in with some power here. Okay. I'm assuming Tesla. Everyone wants Tesla. You guys hear about this talk? You guys are like, what? The GGPI? Did you guys hear about this talk? Anyone? Okay, I added a lot of this stock into my portfolio. So I think right now I have about 32,000 shares of GGPI. You guys know what this is? Like, anyone?
Nope.
Okay, there you go.
No, I had it on my old list. Guggenheim.
Guys, look at the cars that they're producing, and they're selling literally like hotcakes in Europe. This is electric car, and it's I think if you compare it, it's actually faster. It has more technology than Tesla, and it literally sells like hotcakes. So now we can, I can do some Polestar delivery numbers.
What's the ticker? GGPI?
A GGPI.
Thank you.
Yeah. So here, just to kind of give you an idea, let me see, maybe if they have a chart. So look at this, 2020, 10,000, 2021, 29,000. So 200% increase. And then, if you look at Tesla delivery numbers all time. So let's do this. Why can't somebody just have a simple chart? Okay, so let's see, what is this number in units? Not simple. Sometimes images are better results than that. Okay, I think this kind of gives you an idea. Okay, thanks, Fred. Okay, so I think this gives you an idea. So if you look at this, right, I mean, Tesla, they started also obviously from zero, but you see here, look at Model Y and let's say the Model 3, they started off, once they started hitting the 20s, I mean, they really, really started hitting numbers and multiplying. I really think this company has really nice cars, guys. Like, they're super nice cars. One of my friends actually sent me a picture of a car that he bought in Europe. I'll share the picture here. Here, let me just. This is the one that he, and he also told me I'm bullish on GGPI. Here, this is literally what he messaged me just like yesterday. Can confirm bullish on GGPI. He bought the Polestar himself. And then I asked him, how much is it? What do you guys think? How much is it? I know we're off topic a little bit. I'm just trying to give you a pretty decent stock for future. What do you guys
Probably
think?
around 200K.
How much?
Probably around 200K for the car.
No, they are like $45,000.
Damn, compared to Tesla, that's nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the range here. I mean, you're getting about 300 miles range, and look at the horsepower. I don't think you're losing much by going Polestar. And I think it's a good-looking car. I don't think it's an ugly car. I mean, look at it. So I don't know. I've added a lot of GGPI shares, and I'm gonna keep it for a while. If it does anything similar, so if you guys look at this, right, it went to the high of 16s. You see a lot of volume there, descending volume on the 3 months. You look at the weeklies. Look at this here. Even buying some crazy leaps on this. I don't know what they have in terms of leaps, but buying something that's like, I can forget about that money or not. To me, this looks like a perfect accumulation setup, from the beginning here. And then, you can just keep your, once 1216 breaks, I think it has potential to go much higher, but I'm still accumulating. I'll keep adding this. I just want to give you guys a heads up on this. If anyone wants to research and potentially add it. Joyce, I don't know if they have a tie with Volvo, but it does have a little bit of Volvo in the back. And I know when I did the research, there's a lot of companies that invested. So these are their. Joyce, does that answer your question? Yep. So I think that's the main reason, probably why it has a little bit of Volvo look to it. But here are the investors, if you guys care to know. So I would read through this if you feel comfortable. Definitely take a look at it. I mean, I would read this if I was you guys and kind of go through it and see what you think. But here's their, the car that they're producing. So remember, Tesla on the chart that we had, they only started also, I think they had a Roadster. Right, was it Roadster the first car? I believe it was Roadster. Or something that they helped raise the money. Irrelevant, right? So here you have the Polestar. You see how the first Polestar was also pricey. Roadster for Tesla was also pricey. Then the price dropped so more people can afford it. And then, you see this kind of going along. So they're targeting to have 290K vehicles sold with 4 models by 2025. They have 20K vehicles sold and 2 models launched. So I think this was their initial one. So I'm just giving you something if you guys want to research. I've been adding this to my Roth, to my kids' Roth, to literally everything I can add it, I've been adding. So up to you guys. I just want to bring it up to you guys. Let's see.
The car does look sharp.
Honestly, I'll buy it over Tesla, but that's just me. I'm usually a contrarian in life. I don't like to buy something that everybody else has. I don't know. I think this is a pretty decent car.
Agreed.
It has a little bit of a Audi S4 look to me. The headlights. I don't know, like S5, S4. That's what I see in it. With the grill
Yeah,
of a
me and
Mercedes.
my spouse and I have the Elantra 21, and it has more of that like old look in the back, and it has like sharper angles. So yeah, it has that like different vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? It's not a Tesla, and it's not anything else on the road. So more people will be prone to buy it.
Yep. No, I totally agree. Yeah, so I'm adding more. I'll probably add, 100K worth in the shares on this tomorrow or next week. I'll scale in slowly on this, but I'll be adding a lot. Because if it does anything that Tesla did, I mean, just think, if it does anything similar to what Tesla did, here, let's look at it. Does this look like a normal chart? This is your Tesla 6-month chart, guys. You went from $10, right? Look, $10 to, remember, these are split stocks. So Tesla, I think, if you go back, I think it would be about 5,000 now, if I'm right. I don't know, maybe somebody knows the number of splits they had, one or two. There's one split. What was it, 5-1? Okay, so it would be for $4,500 right now for Tesla stock. So what I'm implying here, if you're, let's say you bought $1,500 worth of the stock at 10.5, you have 142 shares, and then you multiply by 4,500. You guys see what I'm suggesting? So I don't know, up to people, but I do think Tesla's way overvalued still. There's a lot more competition like this company here that's coming in, and they're gonna go in after their bread and butter, right? So, and from what I've read so far, Bill Gates is $500 million short on Tesla. And I honestly think it goes more. So below 830, we have 755 on Tesla. And then if that breaks, then we have the 700s. Honestly, and I don't know if anyone's been tracking Cathie Wood. There's a website, but I forgot what it was. Oh, there it goes. Maybe this one. Yeah. So let's see. Tesla. I mean, she's selling. Yeah, she's selling this a lot. Do you guys see? Look at this. I guess this is a really nice website. Look how much she purchased. 700,000 shares at $66. What, do you guys see this? Look at this. This is crazy. I'm telling you, somebody's doing the same. If Cathie made billion, just think. Here's, guys, I just don't know how to explain this any better. This happens every time, on every stock. Accumulation happens. Look, guys, 3 million, that's, what's this? 4.2 million shares were bought here at the average price of, let's call it 65. Pay attention, $4.5 million worth at 65. So she had, I guess, 69,000 shares. So let's just say the stock, I'm not going to reverse split times. I think it hit 1,201 points, which would be times 5, would be $6,000, correct? Do you guys see this? 4 million to $500 million, guys. If you're any hedge fund manager, any portfolio manager, this is a no-brainer. You're going to start selling. And look, she started selling even, a little bit here. I don't know why. And then she purchased a lot more, purchased more here at 377. And what is this called? You accumulated, you sold. Oh, you're like, okay, never mind. Now I know it can go higher. It's a reaccumulation. She reaccumulated here, 2, 7, 3.2, 3.7 million while only selling 600K. So if she sold 600K here and she had 4.2, so she had 3.6 plus, that's 5.6, 7.6.3, so about 7 million shares she had up to this point. And then she sold, I guess, 4 million shares here. And it's just fairly simple. The large money, they buy cheap, and that's similar to what they're doing with, I think GGPI is going to probably have a crazy run in our near future. But enough of that. So Tesla short below 830. We go up pretty much to 800 just because of the psychological, even numbers. And then if it breaks 800, we have 755. But that one's fairly easy. Let's see. Facebook is below 200. Whew, not yet. Not yet. It's holding on for dear life. Anyone see anything interesting on Facebook? Okay, we do not go till this level is broken, so it's far from it. If you want to say, ooh, we're done, 240. Until that breaks, then you have this right here, 185 will be the nice support again, 186. Then we'll just go into a daily, and look, we're just kind of ranging right now. So I would not be surprised if we come back to this level fairly soon here. Let's see, unless this trend line breaks here. If this trend line breaks, where should you get out? Anyone?
$238.
You have to be careful. It was a trap question. I was tricking you guys. You have a trend line that's major trend line. Then I drew a trend line off of the most recent points. If this level breaks, you do not want to play this breakout right here. You do not want to play this breakout here. They will trap you into this little range. So you could play 224, but you need to get out at 230. Once 230 breaks, you played it till 238. I was just making sure that you guys understand that, and I think there's no better way to learn it than to set you up sometimes. So you see this trend line, 2 touches, major trend line, and then this one was also 2 touches, but it was the lower highs. I'd rather take the previous higher high, lower high than the lower high and the lower high. So this right here would be your reward, but also a rejection right here, which would line up at 230, right, psychologically. So that's what you have to watch. And then if you're going to short this, obviously below 200, I would take it. I would take it all the way to 186, 185. Does everybody understand why I did that?
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, obviously you have a huge gap here. Okay, let's look at the Square. Okay, Square had a really good earnings from what I remember. Maybe not. I thought they had good ER, good guidance on it, but maybe not. So let's see what they do here. I mean, it's been holding this level for some time. So if I go on 3 days, it'll look a little bit cleaner. So it looks, if you look at this, you see the wicks coming in. That means there's some buyers stepping in here. So I would honestly take this over 100. If it's able to reclaim the 100s, I would definitely take it. And you see how the buyers show up on the break here, and they pushed it all the way to 140. I would not expect that to go. I would probably, if it breaks, 100, the 110 is almost guaranteed on this thing. I would not play weeklies on this. It's fairly volatile, and they like to do trickery on this stock. So no weeklies on this one. Also, this is one of my top candidates for leaps, for leap contracts on this. This is 3 days, so let's look at 1 day. Okay. You guys know that this is one of my favorite setups. I really like this over 100 tomorrow. I'll play this. I like to use 3-day candles. Ever since I started, Fred, I honestly don't have a reason for it. I just love looking at stuff on 3-day candles because it gives me a little bit more consolidated, like a little bit more than it gives me kind of like a half-week view just so I can see per candle what's happening, and it condenses it. No other reason on why I use 3 days. It just gives me a better view.
Hey, Shorty, I had a question. Do we use pre-COVID highs as a major confluence point?
Hold on, say it again.
Do we use pre-COVID highs as like a major point or like a shelf?
Sorry, guys. Maybe it's my headphones, but I could not understand what you said. Your headphones kept breaking up. Did anyone catch it?
I think he said you use pre-COVID high as a major confluence point. I
You
believe.
definitely can. If that's the question, yeah, of course. That's a really good point to use. You can definitely use it. It's a major level as a support. Is that what you asked, Noise?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would definitely use it. Yeah. So we have a VPOC here.
Noise's Noise's name is very appropriate tonight.
You're funny.
Yeah, I find myself relating to my trading because I really got to block that noise out.
Well, that makes sense. And your headphones have that noise. I think we should do some headphone giveaways for the group. Oh yeah, today we're gonna give away some books today. We're gonna I have a lot of books, guys, and I don't need them in my office. I should send pictures of these books before my wife starts making a bonfire. Yeah, we need to get rid of these books, guys.
I need a hard copy.
Yeah, I'll send you one. Yep. So I would definitely look for this for over 100. Remember, I said nothing is a straight point between 100 and 105. You know, you can expect to go to 105, but that does not mean you hold all of your contracts till 105. It's not gonna go like this. Oh, I broke. I'm going to 105. That's not what happens. It's probably gonna go to the VPOC. It's gonna pull back. People are gonna freak out and do what? They're gonna sell with minimal profit because they're like, okay, well, I thought it was going to 105. Yeah, it'll eventually get there, but that doesn't mean you hold because you have 101, you have 102, then you have really nice space between 102 and 105. That could happen in 2-3 candles or less. I'm talking about 1 minute candles, but most likely what happens, what I would envision that happens, and I don't care if it does or not, but it would come back here, and then from here, okay, come on, Eric, go to this point right here. This is what I would envision happening on this, and same here. You guys remember the rule of accumulation on POCs? Usually when you have 3 or 4 POCs that are closely lined up like this one, you can expect that you're going to get a nice move the 4th day or the 5th day. So this would be a 3rd day. All of your value areas are right here at 97. Besides maybe this one here, which is a 99.20. So we're still kind of making lower highs on the value area high, but there's a strong potential for it. So, and if you look at the last profile here, it's kind of like a B shape, P shape. So if we can reclaim this, retest it, you could take it from 96 and buy some 105s for like 2-3 weeks out and see how it does. That's if market's corresponding with us and we're getting a bounce. Okay. What else did I have? So we charted AMD, we charted Tesla, Amazon, Q, SPY, ES. What else do we have, guys? What else you want to see? What questions we got?
Would you look at Twitter, please?
Yeah, let me look at Twitter. What's on Twitter here? No, I was kidding. That's a lame joke. Twitter, let's see. Hmm. I just don't like this volume right here. So the only reason why I would not play Twitter, me personally, is that there's a lot of uncertainty if the deal will go through. And even though the news are saying, yeah, it'll definitely go through, blah, blah, blah. If Elon's not able to somehow get cash for some reason, even though he has plenty of it, and just tweets, the deal's off. Oh, God. This stock will go back to 20s, guys. So that, and you guys know that I don't like to play the hype stocks. So on this level will be retested. 34.40 will be retested sooner or later. So if you're gonna take a long, you have a nice, I don't know if you want to call this a bull flag. Let's call it bull flag. You have a bull flag here that's being formed, or a bull pennant. See, maybe on 3 days it'll give us a little bit more candles. Maybe daily. Okay. Yeah, so it looks a little bit better here. If you're gonna play this, I would play the breakout of either or. If you break out here, take it long, then just know that you have 55 as your resistance, because you see how accumulated here. If you look, okay, well, that's fine. I don't need that. I don't trade it anyways. But here's your supply right here. So you have a nice supply here. So if you're gonna take this, just make sure you're watching this level here, because they'll most likely reject somewhere around here. And typically what they do is that they will release news as it's hitting some resistance, right? So that's the game you play. So I would look to probably go long over this level here. Is it below 50? If it breaks 50, it has 51 and then something, 51.2. Then you have a VPOC here. Let's look at it. Yep. So you have a VPOC here at 52. If you play the break of 50, I would definitely scale out a little bit here. And it depends which contracts you plan on playing. But you have a VPOC here, and a really, really strong supply here. And it seems like, somebody's been buying it slowly, and the value area high has been dropping, and they popped it. And now, if you're going to short it, you can definitely short it here below 49.5. So this would be the short level. And if you want to be aggressive, 50 is your entry right here. 50.06 breaks, you go. That's how I would play Twitter here. So this would be our go long. This is our go short. And if you do go short, just be aware of that VPOC right below. You will get some buyers at 48.66. You're playing less than $1 here. So to me, not a lot of value in shorting this. Maybe here would be a nice entry for a bounce, and then you have another VPOC. Yeah, this thing's gonna be having VPOCs forever. Oh yeah. Yeah, the ultimate entry for your longs would be here for nice leaps or swings. If you want to buy swings, 45. Intraday weekly, 50. Short, 49.50 to 48.66. If this level breaks, which kind of corresponds, nice. Come on. If this level breaks here, it would have a nice confluence with the trend line. I would definitely maybe short it below 48.5 here. Okay. Does that help?
Yes, I'm currently in a put.
For this week or further out?
For May 20th.
Just be careful. If it takes out 50, I would probably close the put. Or start selling calls. Do you have shares of it or?
I do have shares of it, but not 100 shares.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely then, if that happens and then you see that it's, I would just be very cautious because one tweet can ruin your position on both sides.
Right.
Yeah, and I hate playing stocks that are Twitter based, right? When Myrna was jumping, going long, everybody was freaking out. And just remember, Myrna tapped 500, and what has it done since? Not much, right? And Twitter, I'm not saying it's the same as Myrna, but look, this went to $500, and now it's back to 134. And then if you look at Twitter, you just can't ignore. Let me look at this. Look at the volume when he announced that he's buying it. Look at that. It's the biggest green volume this stock has ever seen. And if this, let's say the deal doesn't go through, it would probably, most likely, come back to 35 with the same volume down. So I hope it works out. Let's say hopefully he tweets something tomorrow for you. Because if he does, it would be really well off on your position. All right, Googly. So this, I'm still keeping this chart. If you want to go short, 2251. So 2300 breaks, you're going to go to 2251. It's a major, major support here, guys. And we left it as short below. And I watch this every day now to see what happens. Snow, we obviously broke all these levels. Do you guys remember somebody asked last week what do we expect to happen on Snow? Does anyone recall? You guys recall the 164 break? Nobody? Well, maybe you should rewatch the watch list from last week. Most likely, this gets reclaimed on this POC here. We're most likely going to retest the 165. So 155, let's call it 156 breaks. And there's a nice little falling wedge that you can play. If this breaks, I'm pretty sure we're going to go retest that supply here. Now, that was demand before on Snow. So I'll definitely watch this. What other tickers you guys got?
UPST.
And they have earnings on May 9th. Is that tomorrow? Oh, yeah, they have earnings tomorrow. Is it before or after? Does anyone know? Oh, wow. It is really bear flagging here. And I think UPST, if I remember, they also do finances like a firm. Is that correct? Does anyone know? I think they do like some kind of loans.
Yeah, they do.
The last time they had a surprise.
Good sized company that came in that has about 100,000 members that signed on with them. So yeah.
I just wonder if they're done selling this. I wonder if they're done because they never retested the imbalance levels. So if you look at it, I'm just looking at daily real quick. The imbalance happened here, and they did pretty well. I would say, if you grab this candle here, they did pretty well on bringing back. So the one I'm grabbing, I grabbed this indecision candle here, the blue one, because that's where the imbalance started. You guys see how they came back to the imbalance? And then I don't know if you guys remember, but this had a crazy run at one point. Like, I think it was what 400s. So it exploded. Now I just think that, let's see, I just think we need to come back one more time down before it goes up. So they defended this 83 level really nice, I would say, from price action. You know, if they're going to drop it 77, if not, they'll probably be testing 70s on the break. But, you know, it's still bear flagging on a daily. And, you know, if I measure that, let's see. I mean, 46% drop. So let's say it breaks here. Oh, what did I say? 46.87. That's close enough. It brings it back right to that demand. And I'm sorry, but did somebody say it's before or after?
Yeah, it looked like it's after. Based on one of the reports, it shows it's afternoon or aftermarket earnings call.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably take some just fun puts if 40s are not too expensive. Depends on the profits. I only play earnings with profits. Okay. Lemonade has earnings. This stock's also been, wow, it's at $21. Wow. Okay, this has a chance for a pop. This has a really good chance for a pop. See how their earnings went last time. Yeah, I honestly think this might pop. I mean, at $21, it has a bear flag too. So bear flag would kind of like an Adam double bottom. So maybe even buy like buy like a $15 put, and then maybe buy like 25, 30 calls and see which way it goes. It'd be fun to play it. Let's see what else you guys got.
Would you mind doing SPY one more time, please?
Yep. And the SPY has a really good bouncing candle potential here. So SPY, we want it over 415.10, and we want to take it short aggressively between 406. A little bit less, aggressive 405 breaks. You're going to 400. So that's what I would do on that one. Well, not that one. That SPY. And if you're really aggressive, take it over 413 to 415. Just make sure you scale out. And then over 415, it has a really strong potential for a mini rejection all the way to 415 and then go to 420. So you can play the retest, breakout, retest, and then go on it. I don't get the joke about Mark Minervini or whatever with the UPST. Does he own the company or something? I know he's the investor that won some championships or whatever.
Thank you.
All right. What else do you guys have?
Apple.
Apple's the only thing holding this market. Do you guys remember when we were charting last week when we drew these demand zones, when we said when it comes back to this level, there's a high potential for a bounce? We drew two levels there. Do you guys remember that? Anyone? So this was your imbalance break. Then it came back on May 6th and exploded from it, right? I mean, if you took it from 154 all the way to 160, that's a pretty good return. I would expect this until it breaks this level here, 160. I would not play it calls. So break this, retest, go long. Then you have 166. If you look at this right here, if you pay attention to the volume and the way it dropped between this supply and this, do you see how many candles on, well, this 10 minutes, right? But let's say 30 minutes. You see how many candles it took to get it down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. To get it up to the supply was quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you got up. So I do this to kind of gauge, is the demand strong from where it's coming? And then, you know, when it's breaking down again from this, look, it's telling me that this is a weak high now, meaning that this level will eventually break here and it's going to go higher. And Apple, you know, has been really quiet stock lately. Besides, you know, from the product and research, they really haven't done much. Unless they produce a car, then this stock goes 200. And if they were to do that like soon, that would save the market. Because this is the only stock that's literally holding SPY and everything else together. Because it's really not that much down. I mean, when you think about it, this is a major demand zone that it's in right now. So there was our imbalance candle right here. And then from all-time highs, what is this? Let's see. It's only down 18%, which is not bad. So if this is a liquidity here, then this will be a nice demand zone right here at 150s or a little bit below, like 147. So I would wait for this level to either be retested here or break out 160 on Apple. I don't like playing stuff, as you guys know, in between supplies and demands for us. So I would wait for either or. And it seems like the futures are dumping. And look where they bounced it from. Remember the level just moments ago that we put together? Bounced right off of it. Okay, I'll just check this one here real quick. Oh, whoa, no way.
How about Melli?
I'm sorry, but yeah, Bitcoin's in trouble. The last support is at 33. Yeah, then it has potential to go to 20s. What stock, Lily?
Hey, Shorty.
No, Melli.
Oh, Melli. Yeah, well, Melli is still in that. Last time, I don't know if you're here, Angel. It still has this kind of like a megaphone pattern here that they've been working on. So it had a double top. We talked about this, that it had a nice demand here last time. Then you guys see that it created a trap. This was your short entry on it. Trap, come in, you're short here and you go down. But, you know, here there's a potential for a double bottom around 900. And I would expect it to turn sooner than that, and it did. Because it's making a higher low now. And I'm just interested in to see if it has a hidden divergence here. Okay, yeah. So there was a, you know, you guys see the hidden divergence on our side. So this price was making lower lows. This was making higher lows. And it seems like that if it breaks this level right here, this little trend line, that it's going to go to the bottom of the megaphone, which could be the breakout level here that we are targeting, which would be the 700 level on Melli. Sorry, I thought I had 700. Yeah, there. So this, if this breaks here, call it whatever that is. Let's tag it for you. 877, it has potential for 700, so 177 drop. Then you have a little test here, which really won't do nothing here.
Well, Thank you.
Yep. So that's 750, but it won't play a role. Okay. If you guys don't have anything else, I'll most likely drop here. I've had a really, really long day since.
I have a quick one for you, Shorty.
Yep.
Do you see any correlation between Bitcoin and the S&P? Like, I've heard some traders like mention that, like especially if it goes lower, for lower case for S&P. Just curious on your thoughts on that, or if you have any at all.
Let me see. I think there's a way to compare. I just forgot how. Oh, maybe here. But, I mean, it has a linear correlation so far, right? Seems like here. It does seem to have a linear relationship when you look at it. I personally don't pay much attention to that. I do care more about, your crude oil, your financials. Let's see. So I really don't think about it. I don't. I mean, I like Bitcoin, but I just don't correlate it to SPX just yet.
Cool. Thanks.
And I would watch this, guys. I don't know why I can't move anything. Oh, maybe that's why. I would definitely watch this, guys. Do you guys see what this is? This could be popping soon, really, really soon. And I'm pretty sure Slavy and Flip are gonna be all over this and screaming buy XM, buy Oxy. So yeah, definitely watch this, guys. This looks pretty good on CL. I don't know how Oxy did. Did it hit 70 yet? No, but it's headed there. Yep. So it's headed 71. It's headed 67 and then 71 on Oxy. I'll play the break of. I'm just giving you different sectors. So 65 breaks is going 67, and then 71 is the ultimate target for us. Because this was ranging, right? So if you just even take the range, if you measure the range level, 19%. 97. Not close enough. So it has about 75 on it. So I would not be shocked if this starts running. And a nice break here. Yeah, I mean, this could really, really go here. So watch this from oil perspective. But your Bitcoin, I don't see the correlation as maybe strong yet, because I just don't know, and this is me not knowing how to tell if the hedge funds are getting involved in Bitcoin just yet. And I know there's a company, MSTR. You guys familiar with it? So this company is one that just added another $3.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. And I mean, they've been dropping this for some time now. I mean, it's below a lot of levels here. So, and this was at $1,000, a little bit more than that. I think Shop is gonna be really, really ready here, guys. Soon. Yeah, there's a bullish divergence in Shop as well. So I definitely watch Shop, but I'll probably start adding shares as well. So has a really decent bullish divergence there. You guys see it? So from here, this has been making lower lows. This one's been making higher lows on Shop. Definitely why it's a really good level here between 377. I don't know, 300 is far away, but in terms of stock and shares, probably not a bad level to start scaling in. Would not be surprised if to see another flush on SPY and market, and then we start a new cycle. This is usually how the cycles go: boom up, erase all the gains, and then pretty much go back. Because now we're kind of below the pre-COVID, I guess, highs here. So it's a pretty good level to scale in. So they're also doing a split, 10-1. So this stock will be $37. I'm pretty sure they're going to be buying it. So think about it. If they buy it at 37, and if this stock goes to 1800, what kind of money are they getting back return-wise? $30 to $180 is a pretty good return, right? I mean, I'd take that. Maybe you guys won't. Take it any time of day.
Love that.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I think that's it for me. We'll watch tomorrow. We'll see. I do have maybe 2 meetings tomorrow, but I do expect to join you guys live. Let's see.
Were you going to do the book giveaway tonight, Shorty?
Yeah. Who wants a book?
I mean, I do.
You got
Which book? Which book is this?
This is Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas.
But it's a hardback.
Yeah, it's a hardback. Usually, it's hard to find.
Yeah, I got one of those. I'm curious. So, what's the deal with the 49 inchers?
Well, honestly, I've been using 49-inch for, what's RB in 2022? I don't know. When the first Samsung released it, I don't even know how long has it been. I bought it, and honestly, I can put 25 charts on it and look at it comfortably.
Got it.
And for me, it's just, it was easy mount, easy viewing, and it just helps me a lot. Even if I switch it to 15 charts, 10 charts, I'm able to see it really, really clear. And then also I have a 30-inch, and then I have a 27-inch.
The 49-inch ultra wides are just insane.
They're just beautiful to chart on.
Mm-hmm.
And let me show you here. I'll switch something so you can see it. You guys, it will look bad. For me, it's amazing.
Do you have this on what are those standing desk time thing? What kind of?
I built a custom. I had a custom built table. I'll take a picture of it. So I don't know how you guys see it now. Let me switch this to my other screen. So for you guys, it might look pretty bad, but I mean, I can look at the data. Okay, well maybe not this one. Let me find the stock or ETF. But I'm able to see a lot more quicker trend lines and so on. I'm able to see it really, really nicely. So here I'm seeing what year is this? I can comfortably see from 2015 without condensing the chart much.
Got it.
So
it's nice.
And there's ways to get this monitor for $700 right now. And if anyone's interested, I'll write it up how you can do it.
Yeah, I'm interested.
I mean, I could tell you. So you go to.
I did.
Go to Samsung. Just go to Samsung's website, and then right when you go on the website, they'll ask you if you're in education or a first responder or whatever, and they don't verify it, and they give you a pretty steep discount. I mean, I am a first responder, so I chose first responder, expecting to have to show some kind of verification, and they just gave me $200 off the monitor and free shipping and everything.
And then here's the best part. If you get the monitor, you go on their website, because I actually bought another 49-inch. Then I got it, I unpacked it, I put it together, and I'm like, dude, what am I going to do with it? I didn't know what to do with it. So I returned it. I went to Samsung's website to do the return label. They offered me, I believe, and don't quote me on this, 20% off if I keep the monitor.
Wow.
What?
I'm not kidding. I was like, what? Like, you're just gonna give me 20% off to keep it? And I was like, I just really don't need it. Like, and so I just returned it, and they gave me the whole money back. Yeah, so
Wow.
that's another trick. So if you can get it for like 800, and then you get 20% on the backside, I mean that's $160 off. So you're getting it for like 640. I think it's a great deal.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Okay.
Yeah. All right, perfect, guys. Well, thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. So just be patient tomorrow. Wait for these levels and start trusting the levels, right? You're investing the time in yourself. I'm investing time in you guys as well. You know, it's charting. So it makes sense that you start trusting and kind of playing the levels. So you see how it does, right? And, you know, until you get more comfortable, just kind of wait for, you know, whether it's a retest and just keep a tight stop loss. Maybe do 2 to 1, you know, 10% stop loss, 20% gains. And believe it or not, within 30 days, you probably double your account.
All right. Thanks, Shorty.
So, all
Thank
right.
you, Shorty.
Thank you
Thanks,
guys. Have a
Shorty.
good one. Bye bye.
Appreciate it.